So I have to comment because my friends always protest and say, well, my parents wanted us to be involved in activities, and that's what I want for my kids too. Absolutely. I totally agree. That is what we did. We had chores and homework every single night after school. Then we had multiple jobs on Saturdays, 8 or 9 hours on a Saturday, and I was the social coordinator with my friends. So I basically had to coordinate everything that we were doing for fun and social stuff, on top of being in sports, musicals, speaking competitions, student government. I was president of the Spanish club, and it is a little bit surprising to think back just how much we really did. But you know, we didn't really watch a lot of television. Honestly, a lot more than we probably should have. But we didn't really watch a lot of television, and we played video games very sparingly. My parents had a reading list for us every single summer, and we were committed to being civically involved, and we did so much volunteer work as kids as well. In fact, it actually felt weird to me to go to this huge festival at the end of the summer that we had in our town. My senior year in high school, I was like, you know what? We're always volunteering for all these things. I just want to go and I just want to have fun. And I was so bored on the first night of the 3-day event. I was like, okay, I need to find somewhere that I can volunteer because that gives me something to do and I get to interact and see everybody anyway, which is the majority of the fun of being there. It was just so boring, just like walking around, at least for how I was used to spending my time and energy. So I realize that the world is very different now. I totally get that. But in a lot of ways, I think it's a lot easier now, and it would be better to disconnect from some of the online stuff and do some of these activities together as families and with friend groups and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's just a reorganization of how we think about stuff more than anything. And maybe that's naivete that I have, but I will say that I am super grateful that I was raised in some respects in that way, because it did form me to be able to manage my time and had to prioritize certain sorts of things. And it taught me how to relate to people in different kinds of ways, because when you're in 7th grade and you're volunteering at your school event instead of just attending, you have a different relationship with the other people and the adults in particular that you're volunteering with. And so when I've worked with teenagers and I see how much their parents are managing things for them, I'm surprised. I don't know. It seems, I'm not sure what that's all about. I don't know if that's a decided choice on the part of the parent. Maybe that teenager needs a lot of extra help, or maybe it's, something else.